As a kid sitting in class, I never really thought about how important safety was or how safe my environment was. I pretty much always felt safe when I was in school. Until one day I was watching the news and I seen the Columbine shooting. And it just made me think that could this happen at my school or could this happen at one of my friends' school? It just made me think different after that day, after I seen the two kids lock the doors to the school and kill and hurt so many people. Now that I am a parent and I have a child of my own, I understand how important youth violence is in schools and how easily it can be addressed by improving safety protocols in our relationships with students. The goal is to prevent youth violence that occurs on school property. This is a serious problem. The CDC monitors risk behaviors and takes a nationwide survey every 2 years. The latest survey comes from 2015. The survey includes and examines behaviors related to fighting, weapon carrying, bullying, dating, sexual violence, and suicide. According to the survey, 7.8% reported being in a physical fight on school property in the 12 months before the survey. 5.6 reported that they did not go to school on one or more day because they did not feel safe at school in the 30 days before the survey. 4.1% reported carrying a weapon to school, which was a gun, knife, or a club on school property one or more times in the 12 months during the survey. 6.0% reported being threatened or injured with a weapon on school property one or more times in the 12 months before the survey. 20.2% reported being bullied on school property, and 15.5% reported being bullied on the internet or other some type of social media outlet while being at home during the survey. This problem not only affects the victim, but it also affects family members, teachers, and the community because violence at school can lead to suicide, depression, alcohol, drug use, or it can result to other psychological forms of abuse. According to the same nationwide survey done by the CDC, some people think that this really isn't a problem due to the fact that from 1992 to 2005, the amount of violence and weapons brought to school are decreasing. I would have to disagree because in 2015, according to the U.S. Department of Justice, over 485,000 young people between the ages of 10 and 24 were treated in the ER for injuries that happened on school premises. In addition to causing injury and death, youth violence affects communities by increasing the cost of health care, reducing productivity, decreasing property values, and disrupting social services. There are many factors that contribute to school violence. So stopping school violence involves using multiple prevention strategies. So here's a few solutions. One is to promote positive relationships between students and their peers, as well as students and the teachers. Families can also be critical assets to the youth's well-being and also help prevent school violence. By making changes in the community, school violence can decrease. By creating conditions and systems when evidence-based violence is present, we can also decrease school violence as well, which basically means if there are signs that one person is threatening somebody else or want to cause bodily harm, it has to be taken care of immediately and not just looked over. Proof that this actually works is that a large social science research study was done at the University of Chicago Crime Lab, and they found out that counseling and mentoring the kids actually works. Violent crime arrests among the city has dropped down to 44% in 2003. Some say this kind of solution won't work, and some government officials and citizens believe that arming teachers is a solution to the problem, and this will help decrease the violence in the schools. Even though everyone is entitled to their opinion, I feel that they're wrong, and here's why. Because according to the CDC, over $500 billion is spent on public schools in the United States each year. Very little of that money is geared towards improving students' long-time life skills or non-academic social skills. While schools in the United States remain relatively safe, any amount of violence is totally unacceptable. Picture how much worse off we'll be if we don't move to use any of these solutions. Violence will increase and schools will never be safe. If we do put these solutions into place, we will have better contributors to society and better leaders for the future. Youth violence in schools can easily be addressed by improving safety protocols and relationship with the youth. As a community, we must come together and improve our safety awareness on school grounds. Because if we don't, there will be no safe environment to learn. But if we do, we will always have a safe, stable, diverse environment for all students across the country.